Okay, let's continue our talk about unit rates, and this time let's talk about comparing prices. So you may get you a new note card and label this comparing price. This is something you do whether you realize it or not, and sometimes we are not sure how to compare price and we don't get the best price because we don't stop and do the math. Now remember, a unit rate, some examples of a unit rate, just to remind you real quick, some examples of a unit rate are like miles per gallon, miles per hour, money per pound, or money per ounce. All of those things would be unit rates, where the bottom unit is just a single unit, like it's miles per 1 gallon, even though we don't say the number one, and it's the amount of money per 1 pound, but you don't talk that way. You just say, oh, I got this for $1.99 per pound. Okay, so that's what a unit rate is. We talked about that in the previous video. Now let's talk about comparing price, like finding a unit price. So a unit price is the price, the amount of money per item. And what happens is, oftentimes we're buying things that are not in as an individual item. So my example I always use is buying toilet paper. Okay, if you're buying toilet paper and you're shopping it out and you want to find the best price and you're comparing Walmart and Dollar General, those are our two common stores that we talk about here. All right, so you're at Walmart and they're selling toilet paper, 24 rolls for $5.99. Okay. Then you go over here to Dollar General and they're selling 4 rolls for $1.99. Okay, well that looks a lot better to me, right? Because it's not as much and seems like a good deal to me. But the thing about it is, you can't really tell what's the better price because you don't have the amount of money for each individual item. And that's what, remember what a unit price is. It's per one item. So you have to stop and do just a little bit of math to figure out who's got the best price. So let's go ahead on your note card and see, put us a little title, who has the best price. All right, and a lot of times on our standardized tests, they're asking us to compare unit rates. Sometimes it's not price, maybe they say who goes faster or whatever, who makes more money, and you have to stop and do the math by doing your unit rates. So go ahead and make yourself a little T-chart here. And let's go ahead and put Walmart on one side and Dollar General on the other side. Now, to compare price, we have to find the price per item, okay? So catch that. So it is going to be money divided by size or quantity. You could put quantity if you want. So this is how we have to actually set this up. Money divided by quantity or size, or the amount of units, the number of units that are in there. So what they do at the store to kind of throw us off, shoppers, is notice, did they list money first on my Walmart over here? No. They told me 24 rolls, that's my quantity in the package, and then they gave me the price. So you have to catch that because they do this quite often, and that really just makes it harder for the shopper to do the calculation to figure out if they're getting a better deal by buying a bigger size or getting a better deal by buying a smaller size. So you have to set it up with the price over the size or the quantity or the number of units. So come over here to Walmart and let's go ahead and set it up. Remember, set it up like a ratio. So we need money, and you can just put your dollar sign wherever you want. It doesn't matter. This is just for you. And we want it for the number of rolls. So we had $5.99. That was our price. And we had 24 rolls, okay? But remember, we're going to work this as a division problem, and I'm going to write it out on our on my board here, but you don't have to write this out every time you do it. I just want you to recognize it because sometimes we forget that. So we're going to take $5.99 and we're not going to put the fraction sign here. We're just going to do the division. Remember, that is division divided by 24. And you get a gosh awful decimal. Do you see that? Now remember, our money is in cents. That's hundredths. So we got to look at the thousandths place to determine the hundredths place. So let's just take this to a little lesson in rounding. So I have 0.249. So I need to round to the hundredths with the TH, which means I have to look at the thousandths place. And remember your rule, 5 or more, raise the score. So is this 5 or more? Yeah. So we got to raise the score of this one. So that'll be not 24 cents, but 25 cents. Okay, so we put the decimal. So it's less than $1 because it's not over the whole number mark. And you keep the dollar sign because if you wanted to do cents, you'd have to do your cent sign. Okay, following along with me there. So at Walmart, I'm paying 25 cents for each roll. Okay, so when you come over here to Dollar General, we'll set it up the same way. So we've got $1.99, and we're going to put our money on top and our rolls, number of toilet paper rolls there, but we're going to actually work it at $1.99 divided by 4 and see what you get. So you just type it in like a division problem and you get a terrible looking decimal. Don't freak out about the decimal. I'm going to write it down here just to show you how to round one more time. So remember, it doesn't matter what your other numbers are beyond your thousandths place. We don't even care about those. I'm looking at the thousandths place to determine the hundredths place. 5 or more? Yep. So I'm raising the score of the hundredths place, which actually has to go up. 9 would go to 10, which would make 4 go to 5, so that would round to 50. So that's 50 cents a roll. Now look, when you report your unit rate, you have to put your words as part of your answer. So it's 25 cents per roll is how you say that. 50 cents per roll. So now who's the better price? Well, Walmart's the better price. Okay. Even though it seemed like more at the front, it's a better price when you work it out, when you calculate price per item. So that's comparing price. That works also for comparing any unit rate. You have to do the math and compare it per unit.